Hello, so welcomes back everyone, AnthWolf here with more Pillars of Eternity. Where we last left off, we had finished exploring all of Elms Shore, having a horrible time at it as well. We encountered the Bounty, Nalrend, the Ogre Shaman, and died horribly. We are now heading over to an area of Twill Elms we've never visited before, called Halfsong, to see if we can find out any information on Thaos and why he's over here. It's going to take us 12 hours to travel there. Have a sip of tea while we wait. So yeah, we know very little about the Glanfathans. We don't have any reputation with them either. But they really don't like us. Well, like anyone basically. And they have Stagier guards at the doors. Great. Let's do another quick save. I've reached Twin Elms. The city has a front gate. With any luck, someone saw him when he passed through. I'll have to ask around. Okay, so we've discovered a map already. The Passage of the Six. The Builder's Hearth. Halfsong Market, a Glanfathan home, directions to Elms Reach, the Old Song District, okay, another Glanfathan home, the Celestial Sapling, okay. Let's go say hello. We come in peace. A warrior saunters over, a sneer of suspicion visible beneath streaks of paint. Glances at your gear before favouring you with a long look. Another fugitive from the burning city. The 6 tribes of Glanfathan welcome you to Twin Elms. Before you lies Halfsong District. You are free to explore it, but do not let your feet stray into the other districts. They are forbidden to outsiders. What can you tell me about Twin Elms? The city is sacred to all Glanfathans, as it is the place where our ancestors first encountered the Builders. The fate of the meeting turned our people from generations of wandering to a permanent home among the Builders' relics. When the Builders commanded us to settle here, they allowed us the unique privilege to live among their structures here. It is the only place in Glanfathan where this is permitted. Guessing the Builders are their term for the Engwithans. Why would they allow the Glanfathans to be here? Unless they were using their bodies and souls for something. Probably. I'm not paranoid. It's everyone else who's paranoid. The sacred city is divided into 4 districts. Halfsong, the common district. Old Song, the site of our temples. Elms Reach, the home of the Delamagan and Druids. I'm sure we've killed some of them. And the Burial Isle, which is the most sacred place in the city. Of course the Burial Isle is. I'd like to hear about Halfsong, please. What you see before you is Halfsong. It is a place where Glanfathans and outsiders may gather together. It is also the site of the Passage of the Six, where tribal leaders, the Anamfatha, meet. That way is to the market. Guard your purse there. No one bargains like a Glanfathan. And if you need a place to stay, follow the fence to the east. There you will find a way to the Celestial Sapling. Oh, cool, okay. Which temple lie in Old Song? Who do you worship? There is Noon Frost, which is dedicated to Rimgrand. A group of Pale Elves from the frozen Southlands arrived not long ago to oversee it. There is also the Nest, a temple to Helia, and Gallowin's Moor, a den of beasts dedicated to the hunter god. The route to the burial isle also lies that way. What can you tell me about Elms Reach? There lies Tir Evron, one of the only towers of the builders still in perfect condition. The two great elm trees twine around it. Even the mightiest works of the gods protect the works of the builders. 2 Balmung sisters dwell there now. The Hall of Warriors stands at the other end of the district. Rumour has it that AnthWolf, Seamock of Free Tusk Stagar, is there now. Elms Reach is also where the druids keep their halls. There are the Ovates of the Golden Grove and the Epic Knoll of Blood Sands. Many shudder at the brutal sacrifices of the Epic Knoll, but High Ovate Aurora is just as powerful in her own way. I see. Do you know anything about the Burial Isle that you can tell me? It is a place where AnthWolf are laid to rest among stones placed by the builders. They say the souls of stone, or so the AnthWolf, linger there still. The way lies through Old Song, and it is the holiest place in all of Twin Elms. Thank you. Why is it forbidden to enter the remaining districts? Twin Elms is a sacred city, built where the first keepers of the stone met the builders. It exists alongside the works of the builders, and it is the only place in all of Glanfathan where it is permitted to set foot among these sacred places. The outsiders, however, do not have proper respect for the stones here. His words trigger something in your memory. You see an image of a perfect cube of Adra. Just as quickly, the image fades. A leader of one of the tribes could give you permission of the city. Only AnthWolf Bifrel is present in the Passage of the Six today, and she has her own troubles. You have any other questions? Who are these keepers of the stone you were talking about? The oldest of the 6 tribes. He points the tip of his sword at a long hut behind him. Up the stairs and into the Passage of the Six. This is where our AnthWolf gather. Bifrel, the AnthWolf of the Guided Compass, can tell you more. And who are the builders? You know them as the Engwithans. To us they are the builders, creators of the sacred places that we guard to this day. Best you keep your visit brief. Word has reached our ears that the riots have ended and the gates of Defiance Bay have opened once more. Oh, so we can return to Defiance Bay if we so choose. Foreigners are forbidden to go deeper into the city. They say the AnthWolf Bifrel is currently presiding in the Passage of the Six. Could grant me entry.
Trees could use more of Margaret's touch.
You just like to see things burn, don't you, Durance? Concern tribesmen and tribeswomen. I assure you, they saw the man break into Tir Evron. I speak true, he commanded strange powers, they claim. An elven woman lifts her eyes from her furry companion. I know a foreigner. Did he look like this one? What is it, stranger? Tell me the man you speak of. A strange man. A foreigner broke into Tir Evron, the tower under the great elms. Outsiders cannot walk the grounds of Elms Reach. Why was he allowed to pass? This one was unseen. He wielded a strange power. What's Tir Evron? The giant tower has stood since the time of the builders, and it will stand long after we're all gone. You said gods live in Tier Everon? How is that possible? The mysteries of our ancestors are not for every foreigner to understand. In Twin Elms, in the temples of the builders, the gods commune with us. Be sated in knowing this truth. Glanfathans and the Twin Elms have heard of a mysterious man, a foreigner that recently broke into one of their forbidden districts. Oh well, seems Thaos may have been busy. Let's go to the market district first, I suppose, and see what they may have for sale. Let's try not to steal anything from here. Do we have any reputation? Let's have a look. We are neutral in Twin Elms. The rains have run their course and trade has returned. And with it, Tamra's impatience. Provisions and trade happen in the market. Northwest Half Song. Thank you. Oh, I'm just going to change my position. Apologies for any squeaky chair sounds. Ah, there we go. That was a bit noisy, I apologise again. Right. This is the marketplace. Ah, we have a few people who we can peer into the souls of. And there's that Tamra who was mentioned. Let's have a look at these visitors as well. As you near, you feel a vibrant history containing the essence of this man's soul. Glanfathan. You see an older man crouched over a half-drawn map, intently shading line by careful line. Oh, excuse me. The notes he works from smell of salt and sea, or the smudged scribbles bracing a mess of illustrations and measurements. He finishes each stroke with precision before moving to the next, slow, deliberate. Nothing out of place. A bell tolls lightly in the distance and he pauses, replacing the quill with a dagger he slides into his belt. Opening the door into his shop, he assumes a smile and engages his customer, an older dwarf with a grey-stained beard. The dwarf inquires about a few items, trying on a few pieces of armour, a pair of braces, but nothing seems to garner his interest. With a sound of displeasure, the dwarf leaves, a little too hurried, a little too nervous. The shopkeep grunts, taking a crossbow down from the wall and locking the door behind him. Beneath the tolling bell, the impact of a crossbow bolt barely makes a sound as it stops the thief in his tracks. The shopkeep strolls over to the wailing man, unconcerned as he rifles through his pockets. A potion there, a pouch of silver coins, several scrolls. He had done well, just not well enough. And they got Vincizia Gullspark. Let us touch your soul. You see a child, a heavy chain running from her wrist to a wall, scrubbing at a kitchen tile with deliberate slowness. The stain is dark and heavy, but she scrubs for hours, failing to notice the passage of time, failing to greet the moon as it rises. Her small face is hard and dirty as she scrubs. When she is done, the kitchen is raw and fresh, ready for a new day. But she is not done yet. Trembling, she approaches the body in the corner. The whites of her eyes grow ever larger as she reaches into her pocket, grasping for freedom and finding in it the forms of a key. She does not notice the blood smeared on her blouse, or the stares of the townspeople as she runs towards the shoreline and the docks in the distance. And finally, Atlantean Alderen. You see a band of elves treading warily through the undergrowth, hands tight on weapons, eyes locked on the forest floor. They move silently, fluidly, A team practiced in the art of the hunt. A distant foot sends birds panicking into the sky, and the group changes course towards the sound of the source of the sound. In the lead, a tightly strung bowman scouts, so alert he trembles. Vaulting over an exposed root, he holds a hand in the air and the group pauses, taking cover behind time-gnarled trunks. There is a moment of stillness before the forest itself rises up to greet them. The creature is enormous, twice the size of any elf, and its endless seeming arms of vine snap towards its assailants, snatching at ankles, arms, legs. One of the elves goes down and is thrown into one of the trees with a rending crack. Another slips, jumping to avoid the snake-like vines, and before he can react, a vine is around his waist. The air is blurred with arrows as the lead bowman lets loose, giving his companions time to recover. An unearthly howl sounds as the rapier slices through one of the creature's arms, incapacitating it momentarily. Taking his chance, the bowman switches arrows, lighting the wet shafts with slick blue fire. The monstrous mass of vines screeches as the flames take their toll, lashing out at any and all who come near. 2 elves lie unconscious on the ground, another dead, an enormous dent in his skull. The creature falls, finally, but there were no cheers, no celebration. The group is somber as they collect their dead and wounded. Okay. Certainly of interest. Tamra, do you have a story for us? We heard about you and how you were impatient for some reason.
Estramore?
This tall woman is clad in furred hides. She settles a sharp, dark-gazed gaze on you. I hold here the best hides in Glanfathan. Hides so thick, the steel gear cannot claw through. Boots so supple, they will smother the sound of your steps. So, is that your trade? I bear it on my skin. I sell hides from every one of Galawain's beasts. Outsiders come from every village to see them, and know us for great hunters. Every hide bears the tale of a great hunt, and our traders bear them in turn to every corner of our lands. Cool, let us have a look. Well, you do have some exceptional hide armor there. Do you have anything unique? You have some traps, which I will pick up, I suppose. They cost a fair bit, but I will take them. Because I think we're going to be using them in the near future. In fact, we should have probably thought about using traps against the ogre shamans. Derwin.
Estramore.
This thick-framed woman smiles broadly as you approach. Ah, I see that you heard it. A good blade has a voice, and it sings to its wielder. What weapon called you forward? I like my weapon silent, actually. Perhaps a bow, then. You can fell a boar from 100 paces with one of these. Maybe prefer something small. I hold here many fine daggers. I know there is something here to your liking. Oh, okay, you do have some unique weapons. Bleska's Labour, unique one-handed club. Superb accuracy, superb damage. Wow, that is really good. Starcaller, a unique one-handed flail. Attacks can stun on crits. Spell striking. Weapons with spell striking property will trigger the listed ability or spell when the weapon's wielder scores a critical hit against an enemy. Spell striking may only trigger once per encounter. Oh. I like the accuracy of... actually, it's pretty much the same, but we have some burning damage. And increased attack speed. And a unique one-handed warhammer. Oh well. Oh, you have some armor as well. The Lost Meadow Mail. Curhead Palms. Unique medium armor. The Helmet of Dark Sea. +2 perception. And Mazden. Some food for your travels. I hold here many delicious cheeses and fresh fruit. We need 1 camping supply. Is there anything of interest? We haven't... I don't know if any of this will be useful for us, but we'll take some of the essentials. Yeah. Why not? And... oh, we have more people here. Aloy handles all the trades. I'm just her apprentice.
Estramore.
Old elven woman clothed in thick robes beckons as you approach. Welcome, foreigner, welcome. I've got what you seek always. Come see. We're here to help you, foreigner. Yes, we are. The Fisher Crane tribe serves your people. Unguents, potions, tinctures. If you seek it, I have it. Always. Potions of major endurance. Always lovely. Take those as well. Potions of power. Sure. Is there any rare items here? Take the blood mosk. I think that's sometimes rare. Yeah. Take the diamonds. We'll take... oh, these are quite expensive. Yeah. I know. Ryanet.
Builder's wisdom to you.
You have the look of a hunter, stranger. Derwin's weapons may protect a man who seeks out misfortune, but my supplies will help you survive it out in the wilds. You have a 2-handed pistol. Dulcanel. Which is very nice. 2-handed blunderbuss. And a 1-handed mace. Oh, hello. Unique quarterstaff. Grants fireball. +2 intellect, only usable by paladins. Dragon eggs. Let's take 2 of them in case we can use them for something. Oh, there's an ebony spider figurine. Summons a Widowmaker and 2 Widowmaker spiderlings. Poison Cloud, and we'll take 2 of them. Freezing Pillar, we'll take 2 of them. Boiling Spray. The ebony spider figurine. Yeah, actually we'll take it. It's a massive investment. We have the money to burn now. And the more these spells we have, the better it will be for us later on. We can use them against extremely tough enemies. Just move these traps out of the way. Actually, we have things to sell. I'd forgotten. Oh. I think the rest is sellable. Yeah, let's go back and sell you my miscellaneous goods. Thank you very much. So, the ebony spider figurine. Might as well give that to Balmung. Oh, that was a good shopping trip. I've got a text on my phone. I will check that out at the end of this video. We might as well just explore the outskirts of Halfsong here. We may want to go to the inn itself. Pumpkin, the clerk. A tabby cat snaps out of its placid stupor as you approach. It opens its eyes wide, following your every step before trotting to your side to rub against your legs. A fluffy orange tabby cat looks alertly about the room, tail twitching. Tail twitching. It wears a small collar upon it which is inscribed the name Pumpkin in careful letters. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. You see an enormous mane of wild orange hair belonging to a burly man. His expression slightly worried in the small candlelit room. Across from him sits a portly woman with a third eye painted on her forehead. She gazes at him and clucks her tongue, standing him upright. He's a clear head and a half taller than her, but it is she who commands the room. She closes her eyes, her hands on his chest, and speaks. She sees a small grey creature darting from place to place, running, escaping. She's chasing it, 4 legs bounding, jumping across the room frantically. Then she laughs, opening her eyes, withdrawing her hand. Immediately guilty, she apologizes, avoiding his eyes. He demands to know what is wrong with him, what's causing his strange behavior. Before you were born, your soul split, child. While half went to you, the other half seems to have become rather feline in nature. He rocks back, expression after expression pounding his face. His mouth opens and closes for several moments before his head bows, the edges of a smile playing around his mouth as well. Suddenly he begins to laugh, doubling over, tears streaming down his face. Composing himself, he thanks her and leaves, the mystery solved. So, Pumpkin, we have the other half of your soul in my possession. How do you feel? You've discovered the builder's half. This pedestal shadow creeps around the dais. Probably going to get told off if we try to leave. Give it a try though. Yeah. God places a spear between you and the path that leads beyond the gates. Be still, outsider. The rest of the city is forbidden except by order of Glanfathan. Trespassing in Twin Elms is punishable by death. Oh well, now put us in our place. Seems like there's some debate. So this is, what is it called? The Passage of the Six. Which is like the debate hall, I suppose you may want to call it. We'll go there in the next video. He wielded dark sorcery, the intruder. Our sacred hall of stars soiled by unclean feet. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Nadam. You see a pair of muscle legs whirl through the air, knocking down 2 opponents and twisting backwards into another. The monk takes a deep breath and smoothly reverses, a brutal uppercut disabling a fourth combatant and a leg sweep marking its vicinity as the fifth falls to the ground, marking his victory. He's a blur of action as he vaults over a wall and dives smoothly into an open window. The room is empty. He centers himself and continues knocking one god unconscious after another. The only sounds of his passing are the grunts and moans of the injured and incapacitated. There are no deaths tonight. He makes his way through the building, single-minded towards a central room, taking out another two gods with a motionless invasion of their minds, a skill half remembered from another lifetime. He enters the room. The whisper man inside bows, his smile mocking, and disappears. A projection, nothing more. The monk bows back and leaves the way he came. Huh, interesting. And Elfwin Winterwolf. Very Nordic name. You hear it before you see it. A scream rends its way through the air, as what was once a woman falls to the ground, a mess of blood and bone. Another falls to the right, paralysed by a force far beyond her control as she is halved by a magical blade. Above, the two corpses are caught in a web, cocooned and fed upon by a bevy of giant spiders, glutting themselves on the kill. Beneath them, a man stands frozen in panic and grief, unaware of the spider descending silently down a thick rope of webbing. He is broadsided by another man just in time, who knocks him out the way but is unable to avoid the spider himself. The spider snatches him up and sinks two fangs the size of bullhorns inside him, elicting a terrible shriek. Another man laughs, weaving his spells into a night of death and betrayal. The last man, the one who was saved, scrambles to his feet and runs, throat coarse from screaming, eyes shot with panic and tears. He looks over his shoulder, his eyes lingering on a woman's torso, unrecognizable in death, a ring on its finger matching one on his. Then he turns back towards the exit, and does not look back again. Holy hell, that's depressing. Not all stories are good ones, though. The water is cool and crisp. Merla, that Glanfathan witch, sold me useless twigs and herbs. Did she take me for a fool? This will not withstand. I've been swindled, and Alhari will pay for what she did. She'll pay, that witch, she'll... You there, have you come to trade with the savages? Learn from my example and take your business elsewhere. Liars, cheats and swindlers. That duplicitous bitch, Alhari, she claimed to be selling Elward Gola flower buds, but all I have now is 6 bushels of common houseplants. These herbs are useless. I'll get my money back from that swindling savage. What did Alhari say when you confronted her about it? Nothing of substance. She defended herself, of course, seeing the herbs were legitimate. Why wouldn't she lie? No one will value my word over hers. Alhari can lie with impunity when surrounded by her gangs of savage thugs. So what do you intend to do about it? When I get my hands on... He pauses, his eyes darting around at the nearby Glanfathan guards. I'm in the savage's home court, so it's my word against hers, but where does that leave me? I'd be a fool to threaten her here on tribal soil. I cannot sell this worthless herb to recover my coin, and I am powerless to confront Alhari. I don't suppose... If you were willing to mediate, perhaps you could succeed where I failed. I would of course pay you for your troubles. Sure. Suppose we can go back and speak to her? What are you selling anyway? take the cave coral, because I think that's hard to find. And I don't think we really need anything else. Wow. An ogre? Isn't that interesting? You want up, I pull. Thanks. Well, that's one way to get to an inn. So the celestial sapling. An inn inside of a tree, I'm guessing. Interesting. We could pop our head in, but obviously I don't know what'll occur. So I don't know who else we could maybe talk to in here. So I'll end this video here. And when we come back, I say we'll explore the celestial sapling and then return to Hearthsong. And obviously speak to more people there and maybe get that side quest. Speaking to the herbalist in the marketplace once again. So, of course, this is AnthWolf of Pillars of Eternity. Feel free to comment below if you so choose, as always. And I'll see you for more next time. Until then, bye-bye now.